In this session, we'll cover what blocks are, and how to use them. Then we will go over the placeholders, and the advantages of using blocks. A block is essentially a reusable piece of code. However, blocks are interface elements, meaning that they are reusable UI components. Inside a block, other widgets, patterns, and blocks can be placed, allowing the composition of rich and complex user interfaces. Blocks are user interface elements, and they are designed like screens. So, other widgets, and even other blocks can be dragged and inserted inside a block. It's important to note that blocks are like black boxes. They have their own scope. Just like a reusable function or logic action. Just like screens, blocks can have input parameters, local variables and screen actions. Additionally, blocks can also have some exclusive elements like placeholders and events. Also, similarly to screens, blocks do not have output parameters. Since a block is an interface element, it can be placed inside screens and other blocks. Every single use of a block is an instance of the block. The place where a block is instantiated is called parent, meaning that a block can have a screen or another block as parent. A block cannot be instantiated inside itself, directly or indirectly. Although the same block may be instantiated multiple times within the same parent. In this example, we have a block being used twice in the same parent screen. Since the scope of a block is self-contained, the block and its logic do not have access to the parent scope directly and vice versa. Since blocks allow input parameters, they can be used to pass information from the parent to the block. We can use events to create a communication channel between the block and the parent. When creating a block, we can use placeholders. A placeholder reserves a space within the interface to be defined when the block gets instantiated. Different instances of a block can have different content inside the placeholders we defined, which promote more customizable blocks. These elements can only be used inside a block. In the example on the right, we have two instances of the content card item block. This block has three placeholders highlighted: left, title and content. However, in each instance, the content inside the placeholder is different, as we can see from the different profile images in the left placeholder. You may ask yourself, do I really need to use blocks? Well, yes and no. You could develop the UI entirely without blocks. However, there are several advantages and reasons why they are an essential piece while developing an application. Column break: they promote reusability since you develop them once, and can use them many times. Also, while developing the block, it may be easier to focus on one particular aspect of the interface in an independent and isolated manner. On the other hand, blocks also promote long-term maintainability. By having a single place, the block, to perform an improvement or bug fix, instead of having them scattered around the application code and interface, the maintenance effort may be reduced drastically. This is particularly important since that changing a block will automatically impact all its instances without extra effort. Also, inputs and placeholders can become handy in enabling the customization of a block instance.